This week has brought renewed political and public attention to developments surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein case, with several hearings, document reviews, and public statements drawing reactions from lawmakers, commentators, and advocacy groups. During recent discussions, questions were raised about transparency, document handling, and the scope of ongoing reviews connected to the Epstein investigation. Some commentators pointed to testimony and public remarks from current and former officials, arguing that the issue continues to generate bipartisan interest, particularly regarding how remaining records are being managed and disclosed. In congressional settings, exchanges involving Attorney General Pam Bondi drew significant media coverage. Observers described the hearing as tense, with lawmakers pressing for clarity on document releases, investigative procedures, and the Department of Justice's broader role. Bondi defended the department's approach, emphasizing procedural and legal constraints tied to document redactions and investigative privacy. Some political commentators argued that the Attorney General's responses were overly defensive, while others said her approach reflected standard prosecutorial caution in sensitive cases. Reactions to the hearing varied widely across political audiences, with some calling for more transparency and others warning against politicizing ongoing legal matters. The hearing also included emotional moments involving victims and survivors connected to Epstein's crimes. Lawmakers and legal analysts noted that survivor advocacy remains central to the broader public conversation, particularly around accountability and institutional response. Several observers said the presence of survivors underscored the human impact of the case and the importance of maintaining a victim-focused approach. Legal experts appearing in post-hearing discussions emphasized the distinction between prosecutorial responsibilities and victim representation. They explained that federal prosecutors operate under investigative and evidentiary standards that differ from private legal advocacy, and that decisions about charges or disclosures must follow due process and statutory requirements. Questions were also raised about document access provided to members of Congress. Some lawmakers expressed concern about how materials were reviewed and whether oversight procedures were appropriate. House Speaker Mike Johnson commented publicly that lawmakers should be able to examine materials independently, while also suggesting that any procedural issues may have been administrative rather than intentional. Analysts noted that such oversight disputes are not uncommon in high-profile federal investigations, particularly when classified or sensitive records are involved. Across the political spectrum, reactions continue to differ. Some commentators argue that further disclosures are necessary to maintain public trust, while others caution that incomplete or misinterpreted records could fuel speculation without adding verified facts. For now, the situation remains part of an ongoing legal and institutional process. Investigations, document reviews, and congressional oversight efforts are continuing, and officials have indicated that any additional findings will emerge through formal legal channels rather than public commentary. As the process moves forward, the broader focus remains on transparency, due process, and ensuring that any conclusions are based on verified evidence.